Welcome back and welcome to another bookish adventure video. I've been at Book Expo and BookCon in New York, and this is my BookCon vlog. I have already posted my Book Expo vlog, so I will leave that linked up here if you haven't already watched it, and in the next couple of days I will have my epic book haul coming up for you, so I hope you enjoy.
Holds a BA in economics. Brittany lives with her husband Stephen and spends her spare time playing video games and slaying at DDR in her home of Pennsylvania. Please welcome Brittany Morris. Margaret Rogerson is next. Margaret Rogerson is the author of the New York Times best-selling An Enchantment of Ravens and her new book, which goes on sale this Tuesday, Sorcery of Thorns, which Stephanie Garber called a bewitching gem full of slow-burning romance, loyal friendships, and extraordinary world-building. With not reading or writing, Margaret enjoys sketching, gaming, making making pudding, and watching more documentaries than is socially acceptable, say some. Please welcome Margaret. Next up we have S.K. Ali. S.K. Ali, whose first name is Sajida, is the author of Saints and Misfits, which just came out this April, and, Saints and Misfits, and then Love from A to Z, which just came out this April. Hopefully you all already read it. And EW called Love from A to Z a top pick for April and called it compulsively readable, beautifully romantic look at how fate can intervene when we might just need it the most. Sajida lives in Canada with her family and a very vocal cat named Yeti, and has written about Muslim life for various news outlets. Please welcome Sajida. Next up is Sandhya Menon. Sandhya Menon is a New York Times bestselling author of When Dimple Met Rishi, From Twinkle with Love, and her latest book, out now, There's Something About Sweetie. A full-time dog servant and part-time writer, she makes her home in the Foggy Mountains of Colorado. Please welcome Sandhya Menon. Next up is Jenny Han. Jenny Han is the #1 New York Times best-selling author of many books for young adults, including the To All the Boys I Loved Before series. To All the Boys became a cultural sensation last year when Netflix released its movie adaptation, starring Lana Condor and Noah Centineo, which, let's be honest, we've all seen 8,000 times, correct? Please welcome Jenny Han. And finally, please welcome Cassandra Clare. Cassandra Clare is the #1 New York Times and USA Today best-selling author of the Mortal Instruments series, the Infernal Device trilogy, and the Dark Artifice series. She's also the mastermind behind the Red Scrolls of Magic and her latest Shadowhunters collaboration, Ghosts of the Shadow Market, which goes on sale this week. Her books have sold more than 50 million copies in print worldwide. And we're all looking forward to her next Shadowhunter series, The Last Hours. The first book, Chain of Gold, you are getting samplers of, will be out in March 2020. Please welcome Cassandra Clare.
And I'm also working on the first book in the Swordcatcher series, which is my first adult series that's not related to the Shadowhunter world. It's set in a completely different universe, so it's a high fantasy. So I'm working on 3 different things. It's very confusing. I have to keep going back and forth in my brain between Edwardian England, modern day New York and Shanghai, which is where Lost Book of the White is set, and a completely made-up world that I made up called Castellane, which is where Swordcatcher takes place. So yeah, it's a lot of
Is that a middle grade series?
No, it's adult.
Oh, that's the adult one. Sorry, I don't think that.
No, I mean, I'm confused all the time. I just finished my middle grade series with Holly Black, Magisterium, so we finished that last year, and now I've been trying to convince her that we want to do another one, and she's been trying to convince me that I don't have any time. She's probably right. But I really liked working with Holly, and I kind of want to work with her again, and also it was the only way I could ever get her to go places with me. Like, we would have a deadline, and I would disappear to, like, Italy, and I'd be like, if you want to finish the book, you have to come to Italy and hang out with me. And she would show up, like...
That's kind of friendship.
Yeah. I mean, then she would complain to people, and they'd be like, "Oh no, you had to go to Italy." So.
How terrible.
I know, exactly.
Are you working on anything at the moment?
I am working on something new right now. It's not under contract yet, so it's kind of just like my own secretive. People are always asking me questions about it, and I don't really like to talk about it yet because it is kind of secret. But I do tell them where the idea came from, which is that I went to a psychic and he told me to write about ghosts. So the book has ghosts in it.
Now, did the psychic know that you were a writer?
Yes, because they do ask you questions because they want to get like a read on you, so they can interpret things about you. So he did ask like what I do for a job. He's really spooky about it too. He's like, I see so many ghosts in your future. And I'm like, oh, cool. I'm haunted.
Because that's not under contract, do you feel less pressure writing?
It feels very different than writing Social Influence, which was written under intense time pressure. Like, I didn't take a break at any point of writing it. It was just drafting, maybe a couple days off while my editor read it and returned my editorial notes. It was just a crunch. It was a huge crunch. And so this one, I'm really feeling like I can kind of relax and take my time with it, which is really nice. Low pressure.
My teenage self, I would say, it's okay that you're not good at math. It feels like the end of the world, but you will end up where you're meant to be. And, I think that is like good advice in general. Is like things will work out the way they're supposed to work out. I really do believe that. I'm working on something. But I can't really say what it is. But it's like still secret. I think it's good to like, just from a storytelling perspective. I think it's important to sort of keep things like to yourself for as long as you can while you're still figuring out what it is. And be protective of that.
Last day of BookCon. My New York books adventure is over for another year. Let's see what it has to hold in store. The Enchanted Fandom booth. Look who it is! Hi! From Bethany and Jeff! Yay!
I know some people feel put in a hole, and some people are too late to start to be beyond most of them because they might be able to support the trends. I know a lot of people get some backlash for that, which I don't think you should do. You should support people and try out new things. And I know like some people are things who either start writing books or start writing books who would rather different platform, but I would just go for it, try it, and you don't have to do it forever. But like, don't let yourself be it has always just been about the community. So my question to you is just any numbers and any more experience for being in the community. What do you think the essence of the community is? Like, what is the community to you? What is supposed to bring to you? What is everything that you do? Well, for me, when I joined BookTube, I've been watching BookTube for many years, actually, and then I kind of was more serious about it after I graduated college. I moved to a new city, and for me, BookTube, my intention behind when it started was for friendship and genuine connection, because I was at a point in my life where I thought, I'm out of high school, out of college, my workplace is a lot of different kinds of people, a lot of older people, and I was like, is friendship like, well, we're for me? Is this just that end? So I was like, I literally made a joke. If anyone has seen it, in my notes and video tag, I looked back on it, and I was talking so much about it. I just want friends, and it's funny to me, because that's to me what BookTube is about. It's BookTube, it's a book community. It's about books, but it's about people, and I really like what we were talking about being genuine. And one thing I really learning is that you can have, this sounds silly that we realize this now, but you can have different levels of friendship with people. Like, so you don't have to be best friends with everyone. You can have the kinds of friendship where, you see each other, you take photos, you catch up, you interact on Twitter, you comment back and forth, you can have friends, it's really one of mine, we're both together, and we're very close. So, you can have lots of different kinds of levels of friendship, and that's okay. You don't have to be best friends with everybody in order to be a part of the community, and in order to be friends with people.
Their story told, and even if you're using the same tropes, it's a different story, has a different flavor, gives you the things that are funny can be different, and so I think that there's a whole other area to explore now, and I'd love to get to the point where we have classic movies, classic rom-com movies, Crazy Rich Asians, those kinds of movies where we're thinking about those as our favorite rom-coms as opposed to the same movies that we've heard about all the time.
I mean, as far as where the genre is going, I have no idea. I really hope it goes to the paranormal, because that's where I'm sitting. I also think, just to add to that, and I also want paranormal rom-coms, Molly Harper does those too, is I feel like they're getting sexier. And I think that is part of that overlap with contemporary romance as well. And I'm thinking about Kiss Quotient, which was really hot, like way hotter than I expected it to be based on the cover. But like, I just wasn't expecting it. And then Tessa's upcoming book.
That I really am enjoying the kind of romantic comedies that are coming out this year, because unlike, the romantic comedies that we all grew up seeing, like 2 Weeks Notice, or, all those, they are sexy and they are steamy, and, like the Friend Zone does touch on real life issues that happen to real women. And it's really exciting to see that development, where like we're getting a little bit deeper and we're not afraid to, have a super hot sex scene with a main character with really amazing abs. like in Fix Her Up.
I also hope, and I think that the genre is going to a more inclusive place. I mean, look at, the success of a number of the books that have come out recently, like Red, White, and Royal Blue, which just came out a few weeks ago, and I think that, that's exciting to see that happening, and I hope we have more books about people in, traditional man-woman, white man-woman relationships in books that are all sorts of different things. And so that's what I really hope happens. And I think, seeing the success of that book and others that are about people of color and about people in all sorts of different relationships gives me a lot of hope for the genre.